Hello everybody. In today's video for the low introductory price sale of absolutely nothing, you heard it here last. We're talking about some amberlynn drama, some foodie beauty drama. It's a wonderful time to be alive, girls. It's an embarrassing time to be alive. So we're going to get into all the drama. But before we do, you see this nice Kermit at Dollar Tree? Have you ever, I took my Kermit to Dollar Tree. He's not like, sold there or anything. But have you ever thought to yourself, I would like to get my own Kermit? Well, now you can. That's my game show host voice. Now you can. All right. If you want to buy your own Kermit, here's my affiliate link to buy one. It's going to be called View Products tab. So you can go and purchase this Kermit. Okay. Go buy a Kermit. All right. If you could not tell already from this ridiculous intro, everything I'm saying is just for entertainment purposes only. Nothing is meant to be taken seriously whatsoever. Please do not leave anyone mentioned in today's video any mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Please do not go to their channels and bother them. I am sharing my own opinions, not facts, on just publicly accessible information, entertainment purposes only. Okay, so let's take a look at what amberlynn, the most entertaining, riveting YouTuber in the whole wide world, very riveting,
Stop throwing tomatoes,
is doing on social media. She's gone from her job for 10 days, and her girlfriend is here now, right? But she was writing this before the girlfriend got there. What were you doing for like 10 days before your girlfriend got there?
Ooh, that's a nice move.
That you couldn't clock into work. Riveting. It's an exciting time to be alive, girls. It's an embarrassing time to be alive. Okay. So I want to preface this by saying, okay, this is on her Instagram, and I don't agree with this first comment. I don't think the person should have made it, but Amber's answer is also wrong, and you can kind of see what she feels about her audience. My house started shaking earlier. Was that an earthquake? And they made certain inappropriate statements, okay? And she said, probably your mom.
That's a surprise.
So here's the thing. First of all, 1992 call. They would like their drama back.
Thanks for nothing.
But like that's so like who says that nowadays? Like amberlynn is one of the coolest ever junior and senior prom. I don't think it's appropriate to say certain things about earthquakes, whatever. But I also think it's very strange to go ahead and be this mean back and to even pay attention to these comments. There's a lot of comments that have been said to me for the 11 years that I've been making YouTube. Responding to it is a mistake. And I've said that to you before. You have to trust me on this. Obviously, people want to respond to comments where, like, people are being mean, but responding to mean comments is a waste of time, because why would you do that? Now, I can understand responding to legitimate criticism, okay? And I'm going to give you an example of that in a minute. But responding to people being mean to you is just pointless. I think this whole exchange doesn't do anybody any favors. No one went out and bought a Kermit, you know what I'm saying? So is anybody really here happy? We know Amber's unhappy. I personally think she's always going to be unhappy. As soon as her girlfriend dumps her, she's going to get back to getting a new one. Always has people in the DMs. But Amber's response is ridiculous. And I want to draw your attention to this.
Amberlynn did not shower the whole time we were at my mom's.
So amberlynn can go through the bad comments of her Instagram, and she can respond, take the time to respond on Instagram, right? On pictures of her and her girlfriend or whatever. And you'll see what else she's doing on social media. But she can't clock into work. She can't work. And you know why? Because the majority of her comments on Instagram are still good. And the majority, I would say almost all of her comments, almost all, on TikTok are still good. On Instagram, I just think she's blocked so many people. She said that before, that only the non-haters are left. So you mean the non-supporters, because the real people paying the bills are the haters. More on that later.
Yeah, I'm just coming on here to say womp womp.
But on top of that, on TikTok, as I said before, people know her from going viral, from ordering the food she wanted, saying she didn't. So they just think she's a quirky girl. So that's where she responds. But the thing is, none of these platforms are paying your bills. YouTube is. Your audience and your relationship with your audience is what matters more on YouTube. But more on that later. We're going to talk about what people are saying. Okay, we have this. Your love story deserves a film. And Amber says, we are currently living in an indie movie called Cherries. Okay, so again, responding to this nonsense instead of working. This is what you're responding to. The whole Cherries thing is, this is like, If you're in the Amberverse, you're going to know what it means. Again, why is she even bringing this up? This would be like technically against her. She's bringing up when her and her ex Beck were talking about cherries, and amberlynn was asking the very important question of what her ex Beck thought of her. This honestly, then she answers this. Okay, honestly, it's so ridiculous that you're going into Instagram and finding these comments to respond to instead of working. To quote Ricky, no one cares. Eric said that. So it was very important for you to go in there and say that Eric was the one that said no one cares, but you can't come to work. Okay, here's my general point. Okay, I know it's self employment. I know we talked about it last time. There's a reason I'm bringing this up. It's self employment. Everybody deserves a break. Like when I say it's self employment, I mean it's a little bit of a different type of a job than going to the office every day, right? But still, it's still a job. And I know that people do deserve breaks in their jobs, but I think what she's doing is ridiculous. I don't care if she never comes back. It's all fine with me. But it's funny to me that she's doing everything on social media. I told you she has nothing to do all day because she said that to you before. She's doing everything she could just not to work. Gone from work for 10 days, but responding to this nonsense on Instagram. Okay, now, which brings us current. Last time I talked about how it's inappropriate not to say something at least once a week, twice a week to your audience, at least on your community page when you know you will be gone. Decent human beings do that. And then somebody came here and they felt that I was wrong. And they said, no, YouTubers should not check in with their audience. Now, I'm sure other people may feel this way. You're just not going to write it in my comment section. I wanted to respond to that. Whoever is saying that, first of all, I disagree, obviously. Second of all, whoever is thinking that and saying that, you guys don't work on YouTube. Your relationship and part of the huge part of the job is your relationship with your audience. Yes, the paycheck comes from Google. But the people that are genuinely deciding, listen to what I'm going to say to you right now, deciding how much you're going to get paid is the audience. It's the audience who are interacting with your content. That's what decides how much you get paid, by the way. Surprise, big shaka over there. It's how people receive your videos. It's if they want to watch it or not, if they think this is interesting or not. My point here is this.
I bet you're a lot of fun at parties.
Even if you're not monetized, the most important relationship on YouTube you have is with your audience. And if you are monetized, it's still the most important relationship. Without our audience, we are nothing. Without talking to our audience, we are nothing, because this is a different type of job. Yes, it's self employment, but in this job, we are required. The whole point is interacting with the audience. And I'm uniquely qualified to talk about this because I can tell you when you don't interact with your audience, it's worse for you in the end, and it just disrupts your job here. Okay, it does, because I know what I'm talking about, because you know I've been there. So I think it is wildly inappropriate for anyone to really think, honestly, this is just my opinion, you could leave your dislikes and comments down below. I think it's wildly inappropriate for people to think that YouTubers should not, quote unquote, like check in or something like that, because I never said that people should check in. What I said was, what I had said was
Amberlynn did not shower.
that you should probably care about your audience enough to say something if you're going to be gone for a long amount of time. Will you call your boss if you're going to be gone? Will you let your boss know that you're going to be gone? If you work in an office, you will let them know. A lot of offices require medical notes, or, if you're taking your pay time off, or if you're taking your time off, you need to let the office know. Here's the thing, this is a different job. And yes, I've said it before, you definitely deserve time off, and you definitely need to take time off in this job as well, because this job can be very, very consuming. It's like being a public figure is a consuming job because you're constantly having people trash you, and that's the truth about this job. But to not say anything, she knew she was going to be gone. To not say, hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you for, funding my light. Thank you for keeping the lights on in my house with you watching my ridiculous live streams where I bring the TOS and I'm so inappropriate. Like, for her not to say anything, it's not about checking in. It's part of the job. And this is the tea, babies, okay? If you think that we are not required to say something to our audience, by the code of, how about humanity? How about, like, your audience is the most important thing, then you're just not working on YouTube. Nobody said that she has to say something to her audience every single day, but to completely abandon her audience. And here's the point of this video. Here's the point of this video. But to be clearly on social media, seeking out negative comments about herself and making sure that she responds to it, says to you that she's paying attention, just not at her work. You know why? Because making a live stream still requires work. Okay, making YouTube videos. She hasn't filmed a vlog in a month, and here's some more tea. Okay, so what happens with videos versus live streams? This is just my opinion. I think live streams are easier than videos because you don't have to edit them. And once you're done, who says you have to make a 2 hour live stream? You know why she's making 2 hour live streams? Because that's the most amount of money. But the longer your video is, we've talked about this before, the more money you're going to make. So you can make a 30-40 minute live stream. You don't have to edit it and you leave. Yes, the difficult part about doing live streams is at that moment you have to interact. You have to know what to say with your audience. It's live. You can't edit it. It's a double-edged sword. It's obviously double-edged Kermit. There's positives and negatives. But once the live stream is done, you don't have to edit it. You're done. You leave. She can't even do that. She was doing that, but she can't even do that because now she's with her girlfriend. And what did you do the week before your girlfriend? You couldn't even say hi to your subscribers, the people that pay your bills. I believe that if people are paying your bills, like they're deciding, let me put it to you in a very clear way. Our audience decides how much we get paid. That's what it is. Because it's not Google. So y'all understand. It's how it's like, are you watching the videos or not? Okay. So she hasn't posted a vlog video in a month because it's easier to do live streams. See, before she wasn't doing live streams because she was afraid to get called out. Now that she's coming to the live stream, not exactly how she is every single day, and she has, some courage that she's partaking in. And then she has Tommy, her girlfriend, on the live stream. She just does these live streams because she has somebody there. She cannot work by herself. That's such a scary thought for the future. What are you gonna do if this girl dumps you? And by the way, I just wanted to mention something that a lot of you are saying about her no longer having a use for her mother. I think that's a very astute observation. So basically, we're gonna get into this right now, but basically, she can't film vlogs because she doesn't really want to work, and she's demonstrated that to you. She doesn't even do regular videos anymore because the live streams are easier, and now she hasn't even done that in 10 days. As far as her dumping her mom, you guys are right. So here's the thing. Obviously, she's still having a relationship with her mother, to be fair, and obviously her mother is still driving her around everywhere because you think girl is going to drive herself. No. But other than her mother taking care of her, her mother's no longer a side character in the videos because she doesn't need to make videos because now she can make live streams with her girlfriend, and that's it. You understand? When she was doing the YouTube vlogs with her mother, the reason that she was using her mother as a side character is very simple. She was in this ridiculous relationship with Valentine. Valentine was married. It wasn't, like, it wasn't a traditional relationship. Dating somebody who's married is not okay because they're more than likely never going to be with you. And clearly, this person chose not to be with Amber. Plus, if there's a third person in your relationship and you want to be monogamous, come on now. Okay. So she couldn't do live streams because listen, this is important, during the live streams, if she did them while she was with Valentine, people would ask her, tell us about your girlfriend. Why don't we ever see her? Why didn't you ever meet her? So she was using her mother as a side character in these fake vlogs because she's not the real her in the vlogs, as just like somebody she was using to just distract the audience from the fact that she was lying to you about Valentine. This wasn't the relationship that she was presenting it to be. The woman was married. Now that she can do these live streams where her girlfriend eggs her on and the girlfriend is there in the background and she can do these live streams, and she doesn't have to take any responsibility for anything. She was always terrified of making live streams because she would get called out, but now she's with the girlfriend. See, she can't do the YouTube by herself, so she needs somebody else. If you notice, her vlogs are not her either. Like I said, she was using the mom, but now she doesn't have any use for her mother for exploiting her on YouTube, right? So now she does live streams and her girlfriend is there. So, she has somebody there. Honestly, Amber, have you ever thought that maybe, just maybe, you're in the wrong job? Because if you can't do this job without your mother holding your hand or your girlfriend holding your hand, like, I've never heard that. even self-employment. Has anybody ever heard of somebody holding somebody's hand while they do their job? In this case, she doesn't even do the job. Gone for 10 days. Well, honey, you could stay away longer than that if you'd like. So I think that your relationship with your audience is bad because you make it bad, because you clearly don't care about them. Yes, so y'all are clear. Part of this job is interacting with your audience. Even if you don't believe me, that's what YouTube says. YouTube says definitely interact with your audience. They give you tons of different ways of interacting with your audience, right? You can have memberships, you interact in comments, they follow you on social media. Amberlynn Reid is doing everything on social media, seeking out negative comments, doing everything but her actual job. Gone for 10 days, not doing anything at all except interacting with negative comments on Instagram. Never change, Ambi. Never change. I wish you all the best. But yes, it is part of the job to interact with your audience. If you're going to be gone for a very long time, it is your responsibility to say something. Let's move on to Foodie Beauty.
Do you monitor his location? Yeah. Well, wouldn't you? He doesn't mind. I don't like living that way, but for now.
So, would I monitor my cheating boyfriend's location? No, I would just leave somebody who cheated on me. What is doing that going to do? I have some very distressing news for anyone doing that. And you're going to have to believe me because this is all about a person that would cheat and what they would be thinking. And this is my opinion on that. So there is nothing that can change or stop a person's desire or actions of cheating. Monitoring somebody's location is never going to stop them from cheating on you. What am I trying to say? This may be shocking or upsetting to hear, but the people that are doing this, you have to hear this. There is nothing that will stop a person that wants to cheat on you. Nothing. Unless they have a pressing reason not to cheat on you, they're going to do it even if you monitor their location. I mean, has anyone ever thought of just leaving their phone at home, talking about it with the person that you're cheating with, and saying, I will be there at this time. You cannot text me because I'm being monitored. Like, hello, this is just the most common sense thing that I can think of, but there's other ways of getting around it. So, monitoring somebody's location is just a sign of you not trusting your partner. I don't mean if you're doing this to your children, or because I know whenever I make these videos, people are like, oh my God, let's compare myself to a pathological liar who's done terrible things. Like, no, is monitoring your partner's location and thinking that's going to stop them from cheating. That is the only thing I'm talking about here, nothing else. Chantal, you are delusional. You are beyond delusional if you think that monitoring his location is going to stop him from cheating on you. She says that she doesn't want like to live that way. Well, you don't want to live that way. This was the only man willing to marry you. I've said this before. This is the lore of Foodie Beauty. No one would marry her, and she wanted to stick it to her ex non-boyfriend and her audience that she was desirable and people were going to marry her. I think eventually she could have gotten married in Canada, if she dated first. She picked the first person who was going to marry her, and now she's stuck with him. This man is a cheater, and he's just not that into you. Go read the book, go watch the movie if they made one. Common sense. If a man has to do this and degrade you to the woman that he cheated with, he's just not that into you. He degraded Chantal to a woman he's never even met, saying that he wanted her to move in with him, amongst other things. And you're going to monitor his location and you're going to think that that is what's going to get you to have him stop cheating. By the way, let's just say that he never cheats on her again because she's monitoring his location, aka she's giving him also money and supporting him. It's not the same if they're only not cheating on you because they know you're watching. It's all about what a person's intentions are. Are they pure? His isn't. He's just not that into you. And you monitoring his location doesn't change his desire and want to cheat on you. She just admitted that she Absolutely, 100% doesn't trust him. Why did you continuously lie to us and tell us, oh my God, my relationship is so much more stronger now? It's so much more stronger now, everybody, because he cheated on me and we talked about it and I took an hour to decide. That's literally what she said. Chantal, you are desperate to say that you have a husband or a boyfriend. Here's the thing, this is what I think is going on. I think that when she tells people that she has a husband and shows him off and tells people whatever, he's not really her husband, boyfriend, whatever. What happens is she gets this like sticking it to the haters, like this situation type deal, like, see, I got a man and I'm so wanted. None of that is true. You got a man for money. And even if he did want you, can I ask a stupid question? Yes, better than anyone you know. Why is it that men wanting women is some kind of an achievement? How about you get independent, Chantal? How about you earn enough money to go back to Canada and take care of your health? Who cares about a man wanting a woman? It's like some, like badge of honor. Nobody cares if some cheating man that is using you for the 9,000 that you gave him and you're supporting him wants you or not. In this case, my opinion is just my opinion. I don't think he does. And not because he cheated on you, because you can feel his vibe. So you can continue to monitor him for the rest of your life and you can continue to do your visa runs and lie about it. But this clip shows the sad reality of what's going on with you. And then you have the audacity to come on here and say, I think people are jealous of me. Chantal, I've said in my other video, why would people be jealous of people that are unhappy? This is my opinion. If you feel that you need to monitor your partner to see where they're at all times, what that really says is that you don't trust them. And we just saw this with like, the bottom line is the 360 Valentine amberlynn situation. That's odd. That's unusual to me, unless it's for safety reasons. So if you're monitoring somebody for safety reasons, all right. But we know that's not the case here. She knows that he's a cheater. He'll never be into her. You can monitor him until the Kermits come home. It won't change that you're unhappy, you're alone. And by the way, she's so alone in this relationship. The worst possible thing is when you're alone in a relationship. And that's Chantal. Yeah, we're all very much so jealous of a woman who is saying, I don't want to live this way. He doesn't mind, but I have to monitor him pretty much because he's a cheater. Keep going. I'm sure everyone will be jealous tomorrow. Right. Well, that's about it for today's video. I want to thank you so very much for watching it. Please make your voice heard in the dislikes and comments and Kermits down below. What did you think of this video? Let me know, especially in the dislikes or likes, whatever you want. Okay, if you didn't like this video, I have great news for you. You're not going to like any of my other videos. So go and watch them. Leave a dislike or a like. Here's a link to it up here. Another video on a similar topic. All right, I'm going to go. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time very soon. Okay, bye.